afternoon to you, and I welcome you all to our online English session. Now that is for grade 7. ඔය පුතාට දැන් ලක්ෂිස් සරුත් කිව්වා පුතේ අද online එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න බැරි වෙච්ච දරුවන්ට YouTube channel එකෙන් ඒ අදාළ link එක ලක්ෂිස් සර් අපේ නියෝජ්‍ය විදුහල්පතිතුමා ඔය පුතාලට එවයි. ඒ විදිහට වැඩ කටයුතු ටික කරගෙන යමු පුතේ. Then let's think of our topic. මාතෘකාව ගැන හිතමු පුතාලා බලන්න. Now that is comparison of adjectives. What is meant by adjectives? පුතාලා adjectives කියලා කියන්නේ මොනවද? නාම විශේෂණ. නාම විශේෂණයක් කියලා කියන්නේ නාම පදයක් ගැන වැඩිදුර යමක් විස්තර කරන වචන. Now when we think of the noun flower. flower කියන නාම පදේ ගමු බලන්න පුතා. ඒක ගැන විස්තර කරන්න අපිට ගත්ත හැකි beautiful flower කියලා. ඉතින් පුතේ අද පාඩමේ ඒ වගේ සරල දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. Then you have to think of comparison. What is meant by compare? පුතේ compare කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? සංසන්දනය කරලා බලනවානේ. මොනවා හරි නාමපද ටිකක් යම් විදිහකින් සංසන්දනාත්මකව බලන්න adjective එකක් මුල් කරගෙන සංසන්දනාත්මකව බලනකොට අපට මෙන්න මේ පාඩම අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. Then let's think of the adjective fat. අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ගමු පුතේ fat. fat කියන්නේ මහතයි කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒක මුල් කරගෙන ඔය පුතාලට නාමපද කීපයක් අතර සංසන්දනයක යෙදෙන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මම මුකුත් ලියන්න එපා අහගන්නයි ඕනේ පුතාලා. Now let's think of the adjective fat. මෙන්න ගන්නවා මම fat. Now we have to use this adjective fat and we have to compare it. අපිට ඒක සංසන්දනය කරන්න වෙනවා. fat කියන එක සම්බන්ධ කරලා. Can you see? පුතාලට බෝඩ් එක පේනව නේද? Then I am going to write it here. Now you find fat. Now think of 3 boys are here. Now this one is Kamal. This one is Kamal. And you find the pictures in this way. Kamal. Now he also has got 2 hands, 2 legs are there. Kamal, Nimal, and the other one is Lal. Now no one can say they are thin. කිසිම කෙනෙකුට කියන්න බෑ මේ තුන් දෙනා කෙට්ටුයි කියලා. තුන් දෙනාම මහතයිනේ. 3 of them are fat. But you have to compare them. ඒගොල්ලෝ compare කරන්න පුළුවන්, සංසන්දනය කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි සිංහලෙන් මෙහෙම ගන්න. කමල් මහතයි, නිමල් කමල්ට වඩා මහතයි, ලාල් තමයි මහතයි. ලාල්ට වැඩිය මහත් වුණොත් එහෙම ඩෝංගා. ඒකෙන්ද then you have to get the then you have to get the English sentences. What are the 3 sentences that you can what are the 3 sentences of describing these 3? Kamal is fat, Nimal is fatter than Kamal, Lal is the fattest. Then I am going to write those things. Kamal is fat, and the other one Nimal is fatter then Kamal. And the other one, number 3, Lal is the fattest. Right? Now what are the 3 forms of fat? Fat, fatter, fattest. But here Putala, when you say fatter, you have to use than just after that word fatter. Now, just before fattest, you have to say the. That is a rule. ඒක පුතාලා නීතියක්. දැන් fatter කියලා ගත්තාම ඊට පස්සේ දැන් එන්න ඕනේ. Fattest වලට ඉස්සෙල්ලා the එන්න ඕනේ. That's a rule in comparison of adjectives. Now let's think of another example. Now here you find Sami. Sami. And the other one, Marty. And this one, John. Can you say they are young? පුතල්ට කිව්වා ඉතින් මේ තුන් දෙනා තරුණයි කියලා බෑ. Then you find Sami, Marty, and the other one John. Then you have to compare these three using the adjective old. Old කියන එක භාවිත කරලා ඔය පුතාලට මේ තුන් දෙනා සංසන්දනය කරන්න පුළුවන්. Then what are the three sentences? Samuel is old, Martin is older than Samuel, John is the oldest. Then I am going to write these. Samuel is old. And the other one, Martin is older than Samuel. And the last one, John is the oldest. Then what are the three forms of the adjective old? What are the three forms? Old, older, oldest. Now just after older, you have to put then. Then just before oldest, you have to say the. Then old, older, oldest, fat, fatter, fattest. Now we call these three forms of adjectives as positive, comparative, and superlative. Draw the pictures and to write the three sentences. Then those who have finished, you have to think of these three sentences. Now there you find fat, fatter, fattest. Then here old, older, oldest. Then I am going to have this one. Then after that I am going to draw three flowers. Now what are the types of flowers that you know? And all the flowers are beautiful. Then I am going to draw it here. The shoe flower. And the other one, temple flower, Eheliyagoda. The next one, rose flower. Then you have to compare these three flowers. What's the adjective that you use to compare these three flowers? Now I think you better take it beautiful. Beautiful. මේ මට ලස්සන විදිහටයි මම යන්නේ. එක එකනාට එක එක දේවල් එක එක විදිහට ලස්සනයි. මේ මට මම කියනවා පුතේ මෙන්න. The shoe flower is beautiful. The temple flower is අපිට ගත්ත එක පුතාර fat, fatter, fattest, old, older, oldest කිව්වා වගේ beautiful, beautifuler, beautifulest. That is wrong. Then what are the three forms? Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Then I will write it. The shoe flower is beautiful. The shoe flower is beautiful. And the other one, the temple flower is more beautiful. Then the shoe flower. And the last one, what can you say about the rose flower? Then you have to say the rose flower is the most beautiful flower. I'm going to write it. The rose flower is the most beautiful flower. Right. Then what are the three forms of beautiful? Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. But just after more beautiful, you have to put then. And just before most beautiful, you have to use the. Now for those examples, now you have to write number 3. Now there is the third adjective you got. So that I'm going to do an adjective beautiful. Now the three forms are there: beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Then just after more beautiful, you have to say Just before most beautiful, you have to say the. Then may I rub the second example? දෙවෙනි example එකත් මකන්නද පුතේ? ඔයාලගේ අධ්‍යාපනයට අවශ්‍ය දේවල් එහෙම ගන්න දැන් book shops වලට යනවනේ. ඔන්න ගියාම සිද්ධ වෙච්ච දේ. ඔයාලා මම කියන අතරේ මේක ලියා ගන්න ඕනේ. And you found a pen like this. Now it is 350 rupees. And here's the pencil box. It is 780 rupees. And you have to take the bag. You have to buy a bag. And when you go to buy that bag, they said that it is 5,000 rupees. It is 5,000 rupees. Now some of you can't see this bag. I'm going to draw it here. Now here's the bag. School bag. Now it is 5,000 rupees. Then what can you say? Can you compare these things together? Now to compare, you find the adjective expensive. Now that is number 4. Expensive. What's the meaning of expensive? මිලාදිකයි. බුදුන් මේ ඒවැ ගණන් කියලා එහෙම අපේ වැඩිහිටියෝ කියන්නේ කඩේට ගිහිල්ලා මිලාදිකයි. Then how can you compare the prices of these 3 items? මේ දේවල් තුනේ ඔය පුතාලා කොහොමද කියන්නේ? මේ සිංහලෙන් නම් කියනවා මේ මෙහෙම පෑන හරිම ගණන්. පෙන්සිල් කේස් එක පෑනට වඩා ගණන්. බුදුන් මේ බෑග් එක තමයි ගණන් වැඩිම. Then what are the sentences that you find in English? The pen is expensive. The box is more expensive than the pen. The bag is the most expensive item. Now those are the real sentences. But you can't say like this. Expensive, expensiver, expensivest. That is the wrong way. Then I am going to write the 3 sentences. Then you have to draw these pictures and write the sentences. The pen is expensive. The box is more expensive than the pen. The bag is the most expensive. MOST. Most expensive item. Expensive, more expensive, most expensive. Then just after more expensive, you have to put then. Just before most expensive, you have to use the. Now draw those pictures and write the sentences. Right. Then in this way, you learn about 2 ways to compare the adjectives. Adjectives සංසන්දනය කරන්න පුතාලා ක්‍රම දෙකක් මේ වෙනකොට ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා. Fat, fatter, fattest. The other one, old, older, oldest. ඉතින් කවුරු හරි ඇහුවොත් එහෙම ඇයි beautiful, beautifuler, beautifulest කියන්නේ නැත්තේ? ඒවට හේතු පහ ගන්න පුතා. Now in English, you find පුතාලා මේ දීලා ගමන් අහගන්න. You find syllables. Syllabus නෙවෙයි පුතේ syllables. Syllables කියලා කියවට තේරෙන්නේ නැති හින්දා අපි මෙහෙම ගමු. When you go to the music room, you find the songs related to Tita, Sulutani Tita, Medumtani Tita, Mahatani Tita, Kian, even Matra Ganangaran, Toyuta Sangita Pandia, Matra Ganangaran, Mehema, Eva. In fact, Eka Matra, old, Eka. Then when you say beautiful, beautiful, more than 2 syllables. Expensive, expensive, more than 3 syllables. Syllables ready. Expensive. Now that is why they use more and most. තමන්ගේ adjective එක මාත්‍රා දෙකකට වැඩිය වැඩි නම් more most දාන්න. in fact old වාගේ එකයි ඒකින්ද ඒවැ more most එන්නේ නැහැ. ඕකයි සාමාන්‍ය තේරුම. Now those are the two ways that you learn to compare adjectives. Now the next one. Now there were 3 boys in your class. Then anyway we could find first term test marks. ඔය පුතාට second term test එකට හම්බුනේ නැතුනට first term test හම්බුනානේ. ඒකෙදි now let's think of these 3 boys. Saman. Now this one is Saman. Sam. And the other one Supun. And the other one Sampa. Now here are there marks for English. English now this one has taken 96 marks, 98 marks, and here this one has taken 100 marks. Then how can you compare these 3? तुम देना compare करने संसंधने करने होता ही नहीं तुम देना. Then you have to use the word good. Good. Then आप संसंधने करने आने. इतने तो ये good में हम कल है किधर? Good, goodest. No, that is wrong. Good, more good, most good. That is wrong. Now here you have to find the 3 forms: good, better, best. Then you say someone is good, someone is better than someone, Sampat is the best. Now put number 5 here and write these sentences. Someone is good, and the other one Supun is better than someone, and the other one Sampat is the best. Sampat is the best. Now the 3 forms of good are good, better, best. Now just after better you have to say then. Then just before best you have to say the. Now write it. Now that is the 5th adjective. Good, better, best. Right. Then I am going to write this one. Expensive. Then here you find Mala. And the other one, Kanti. The next one, Malkanti. Now they also showed me their marks. Egolok mate egollage marks පෙන්නුවක් තියෙන්නේ. Then this one is Sama. This one Supun. And this one is Sampa. Now here are the marks they have got for English. Now this one has got 4 marks. And this one has got only 2 marks. This one has got no marks. Then how can you compare these things? These three. මේ තුන් දෙනා හොඳද? අනේ නෑනේ දරුවෝ. මැට්ටේ හොඳ මේකනේ. අපි එහෙම හිතමු. Now this one is Mala. And here Kanti. මෙයා Malkanti. මෙහෙම ඉතින් කියන්න හොඳ නෑ. ඒ වුණාට අපි කියමුකෝ බලන්න. මාලා මැටි. කාන්ති මාලට වඩා මැටි. මැට්ටේ හොඳ මේක මල්කාන්ති. Then you use bad. That is number 6. The adjective is bad. Then what are the 3 forms of bad? අපිට ගත්තම the bad, badder, baddest? No, that is wrong. Then what are the 3 forms of bad? සරුපතම කියන්නේ bad, worse, worst. Then you can say Mala is bad. Kanti is worse than Mala. Malkanti is the worst. Now write number 6. හරි පුතා එකක් ලියා ගන්න. Mala is bad. Kanti is worse than Mala. Malkanti is the worst. Then here are the 3 forms. Bad, worse, worst. But after worst, you have to say bad. Just before worst, you have to say the. Now draw it. Draw the pictures and write the sentences. Then think of the adjectives from the beginning. Then you got fat, fatter, fattest. Old, older, oldest. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. And the last one, last state. Sorry, expensive, more expensive, most expensive. And here last 2. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Then in grammar, we have to name these 3 forms of adjectives. ව්‍යාකරණ පාඩම් වලදී පුතේ මේ නාම විශේෂණ වල ස්වරූප වලට නම් කරන්න විදිහක් තියෙනවා. ඒවා තමයි positive, comparative, superlative. The first one positive and the other one comparative. ඒක ලියන්න එපා දැන්ම. Comparative. And the last one, superlative. Superlative. These are the 3 forms of adjectives. Adjectives වල ස්වරූප 3. Compare කියන්නේ කොහොමද සංසන්දනය කරන එකනේ. Superlative කියලා කියන්නේ උපරිම. Now here are the 3 forms of adjectives. Now put a star mark. The 3 forms of adjectives. The 3 forms of adjectives: positive, comparative, and superlative. The 3 forms of adjectives. Forms කියන්නේ ස්වරූප. පුතාල ස්වරූප වලටම අපිට කිව්වේ degrees කියලා. දැන් degree කිව්වහම ඔය පුතාලා හිතන්නේ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලේ ගන්න උපාධියක් කියන්නේ නෑ. The 3 forms of adjectives වලටම අපිට ගන්න හැකි degrees කියනවා. ඒකත් වරණක ලියා ගන්න. The 3 degrees of adjectives. The 3 forms කියනකමයි the 3 degrees of adjectives. And then after that we are going to get more examples for positive, comparative, and superlative. Then I am going to rub this one. I am going to write it here. Positive, comparative, and the other one superlative. Now let's get the examples we got first. Now we have to draw this chart. Main chart එක දැන් අඳ ගන්න. positive, comparative, and superlative. Then let's get the things that you got first. Fat, fatter, and the other one fattest. Old, older, oldest. And big, bigger, biggest. Short, shorter, shortest. Adjective එකක් අපි ගමු new අලුත්. වඩා අලුත් නම් newer. ගොඩාක් අලුත් නම් newest. Then these are the examples we got for the first part. Now write those ones. And the other one. Now let's think of beautiful. Beautiful, more beautiful. And the other one, most beautiful. The next one, expensive. Expensive, more expensive. And the other one, most expensive. Then පුතාලා හිතලා බලන්න මේ most කියන එක කවුරුද? Then you can say interesting. Interesting. Then what are the three forms? Interesting, more interesting, most interesting. More interesting. And the other one, most interesting. And what are the other examples? Beautiful, expensive, interesting, attractive. Attractive, attractive, more attractive. And the other one, most attractive. Then let's think of three dangerous animals. භයානක සත්තු තුන් දෙනෙක් ගැන හිතමු. එතකොට එන්න ඕනේ. Dangerous. More dangerous. The last one, most dangerous. Then I have given you 5 examples for those degrees. Dangerous, more dangerous, and most dangerous. Now at last, let's get the last 2 examples. Good, better, and the other one best. The next one, bad, worse, worst. Now write this chart. Now in this way, you know that there are 3 forms of adjectives. That means 3 degrees of adjectives. එතකොට පුතාලා ඒවා ගන්න එකිනෙකට වෙනස් ක්‍රම කීපයක්ත් තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේක positive, comparative, superlative. දැන් නීතිය ගන්න මම ඔය ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා. Comparative එනකොට ඊට පස්සේ දැන් එන්න ඕනේ වාක්‍යය. Superlative වෙනකොට ඊට පෙර the end ඕනේ. Then may rub these ones. Now let's think of 2 boys who are in the same age and both of them are fat. Kan පිරිමි ළමයි දෙන්නෙක් ගමු. දෙන්නම එකම වයසේ හැබැයි and both of them are similar. Is it similar? එක්කෙනෙක් ලොකු වැඩිද? this one is Amit. Amit. This one is Sumit. Now we are going to compare these two. මේ දෙන්නව සංසන්දනය කරන්න යන්නේ. හැබැයි එක්කෙනෙක් තව එක්කෙනෙකුට වැඩිය මහතනයි. එක්කෙනෙක් අනිත් එක්කෙනාට වැඩිය කෙට්ටුනේ. දෙන්නම සමානයි. එහෙනම් කොහොමද පුතා කියන්නේ? සිංහලෙන් අපි කියනවා සුමිත් අමිත් වාගේම මහතයි. එහෙම නැත්නම් අමිත් සුමිත් වාගේම මහතයි. How can you say? Now what is the degree that used to describe these two boys? මේ දෙන්නව විස්තර කරන්න මොන ඩිග්‍රී එකද ඔය පුතාලා ගන්න? Positive, comparative or superlative? You have to use only the positive form. පුතාලට positive form එක විතරයි භාවිතා කරන්න පුළුවන් මෙතන. But you have to use as either side of fact. Then we can say Amit is as fat as Sumit. And in the same way, you can say Sumit is as fat as Amit. Now, when you have to describe the similarity, you have to use the positive degree. Positive vitarai bhavita karana puluwan again. Then you have to underline fact and you have to insert the as either side of fact. Now write this one. මේකත් ලියාගන්න. Similarity. සමානත්වය. Similarity. Put the topic. Can't you see? Similarity. You have to use only fact. Fact is in the positive form. And you have to use as either side of fact. Right. Then after that, you have to take your pupils book. And in that pupils book, turn to page 108. Page 108. Turn to page 108. Now you find positive, comparative and superlative. Page number 108. Have you got the books with you? Then what are the positive forms? And what are the comparative forms and what are the superlative forms? Then what are the things that they have given you? Big, bigger, biggest. I have already given you it. Small, smaller, smallest. Tall, taller, tallest. Short, shorter, shortest. Long, longer, longest. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Cleverer කියනකොට එහෙමයි. Cleverer කියන්නේ මොනවද? Cleverest, cleverest. දක්ෂයි, වඩා දක්ෂයි, වඩාත්ම දක්ෂයි. And then on strong, stronger, strongest. Next one, beautiful. Is that beautiful, beautiful or beautifulest? No. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Next one, interesting. More interesting, most interesting. එවට ක්‍රමයකට මම කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා most interesting. And the next one, good. Good, better, best. Can you say good, gooder, goodest? No, good, better, best. Then here, in the next page, in pink color, you find these sentences. මෙන්න මේ වාක්‍ය හම්බ වෙනවා ඊළඟට. මේ තියෙන රෝස් පාට කොටුවක් ඇතුලේ. The Indian Ocean is large. The Atlantic Ocean is larger than the Indian Ocean. The Pacific is the largest ocean. Then what are the three forms of the three degrees of large? Large, larger, largest. Now let's get the activity. That is activity 13. In activity 13 you find complete the table. Now take your writing books and put activity 3. Sorry, that is not 3, activity 13. Very sorry. Now complete the chart. Now let's get from the beginning. Tall, taller, tallest. Deep, deeper, deepest. Deeper, deepest. What is meant by deep? Gamburu. Gamburu, vada gamburu, vada magamburu. And the other one, simple. Saral. Simpler, simpler, simplest. Simpler. And the other one, simplest. Shallow. No gamburu. Gamburu nahe bonaria. Ye wage muduwal sagara apita hambunani. Simpler. S-I. Simple, simpler, simplest. The other one, shallow. Shallower. Shallowest. Shallowest. And the other one, low. Low. Meteor low name. LAW. Now here you find low. Low. Pahal. Vada pahal. Vadatma pahal. Low. Lower. Lowest. And the other one, warm. Now this one is warm. And if you English, wire wire maru imak neme e akura tibunata tote eka worm ehema nene eka warm ulusu warm warmer warmest oke maka picturing the man kiyanne tawa wachanayak tiyenawa me. Now what's this? Worm. Oh akura tibunata worm. Worm means panuwa. Eka metenta adala naha. Eka wenama deyak. Now this one is warm. Warm, warmer, warmest. Old, older, oldest. Older, oldest. And the other one, young, younger, youngest. Younger, youngest. Taruna, vadatma taruna. Now answer the survey. So, kobal dehma lipuaya. Right, very good, well done. And the other one, high, higher, highest. High, ihela, higher, vada ihela, highest. Uparini ihela hoda mela. And the other one, cold, colder, coldest. What is meant by cold? Coldest. Gala vevulu no hoga. Eka bila superlative. Coldest. The Mount Everest is the coldest place in the world. And the other one, busy. The other one, busier. When you write busier, you have to say, you have to leave y. Y atarindone. Why are there? Busier. Busiest. What's meant by busy? Kare bahulai. Samaharu hema ikmanti hime hiyanu. Busiest. Right. Now the bee is the busiest insect in the world. And the other one, slow. Slower, slowest. Slower, slowest. Slow. Himi mandagami. Slower, vada mandagami. Slowest. Mandya kila satikku tinna mungkin ini. And the other one, funny. Funnier, funniest. How to spell funnier? Funnier. Now you have to leave or delete one. Funny, funnier, funniest. Funny. Funnier, funniest. Now I think you have got a clear knowledge about degrees of adjectives. That means forms of adjectives. The three forms are there: positive, comparative, and superlative. Right. Now it's enough for the day. I wish you a good day. Bye bye.